If you're running Google Ads and you're getting clicks, but you're not getting any leads or any actual business, you're not alone. And to be honest, this is one of the most frustrating places to be when you're running ads. You're getting clicks, you're spending money, and you're wondering where the business is gonna come from or when it's gonna actually translate to business, but you're not even acquiring leads, which is the prerequisite to actually closing the deal. And most people make the mistake of thinking that it's their budget, their targeting, or even Google itself, and that's usually not the case. From my experience in the last 9 years, I usually see one of two things happening consistently that are preventing businesses from getting more leads. So I'm gonna show you one of the very first few things I check when I look at a new ad account, when I'm partnering with a new client, or whether it's even a client that I've had for a while and we're hitting a performance lull. So with that being said, let's start with the first place I'm looking when I'm diagnosing ad accounts that are plateauing on leads or just not getting any leads at all, and that is their search term report. So to start, what is the search term report? Why does it matter? And why is this the first place I check? Number one, this is gonna be what prospects are actually typing into Google to trigger your ad, and then that leads them to click on it. So you wanna make sure that what they're actually typing in is consistent with what you're targeting. And so that's the biggest challenge, is usually when I hop into ad accounts, usually what I'm seeing is there's a disconnect. And so let's find the search term report. Here's just an example of what it will look like. And so hop into an ad account, and this is an ad account that I'm actually auditing right now, and they have this issue, so it's perfect for the video. But you're gonna hop into the ad account, you're gonna go to Insights and Reports, hit the drop down, go to Search Terms, and you'll land on the search terms. So I'm just gonna set up, I have a tab set up with some filters on it right now to actually accentuate what I'm actually trying to communicate with you. But you'll go to your search term report, and I like to look, you can look this month, you can look all time. Let's just look from February to end of March, right? And check this out. What I like to do when I come in here is a couple things. I like to make sure I have these columns set up so you have clicks, cost, average cost, conversions, etc. So I want to actually understand, one, what is driving conversion, and then what is getting a high amount of clicks, right? I have 81 clicks in here from February to March 29th, and it's not converting. So I've spent $240 and I only have one conversion, right? One lead form submitted so far. And so I want to figure out why. Where are these clicks coming from? Are things, what's the disconnect, right? And so what I do is I set up these columns, and you can do that, and you can structure these the same way by, go to your custom columns. You can add different things in here, different metrics you want to see, and then organize it with the right panel here. So once you do that and you have your columns set up, make sure you also include keyword in there. So I type keyword and you'll find it, and then you just add it to your columns. I have it as the very first thing. The reason I put it first is because I actually want to see what keyword am I targeting. This is where in my ad group section, this is the actual keyword I'm telling Google that we want to show for. When people type it into Google, we want our ad to pop up, right? So this is the keyword I'm targeting in my specific ad groups. And this is the search term. This is the actual term that a user's typing in to trigger my ad, right? So as you can see, it's very different. I'm targeting things like East units, teaching workshops near me, and I keep getting terms like Becky Bailey. I don't know who that is. Free early childhood webinars with certificates. This one may not be bad just based on what I know about this business, but still it's very different. And so the reason I bring this up, and I'll just scroll through a few examples of this, is look at this. Here's the keyword I'm targeting. Teaching workshops near me, Becky Bailey. Baby doll circle time. This one's fine, right? Let's do another couple more. Professional development training, restorative practices training. It's okay. Free educated resources, filling buddies. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know if that's related. I doubt it is. And the reason I bring this up is because you could be targeting a keyword, getting clicks on it, spending money on it. And these are this specific vertical for this client is very cheap, but some of you guys have cost per clicks that are 30, 40, 50 bucks. And so wasting any money on them is going to be detrimental. It's going to impact your bottom line significantly. But just even looking at these examples, why is this happening? Why are we targeting free educated resources and filling buddies is popping up? Well, it's always, in most cases, it is the match type that you've selected. So whenever you set up your ad group and you're actually going in and telling Google, hey, we want to target this group of keywords, well, you have to assign a match type to them. And what the match types allow Google to do is assign essentially how loose something needs to be in relation to that. So broad match is essentially you give a keyword to Google and Google says, hey, if we think it's related to that keyword you want to target, we're going to show an ad for it, right? And that's kind of why we have this. This is a broad match. We're targeting this, but we have broad match assigned to it. And that's why this came up, because somehow, some way, Google decided that this was relevant, which I know a little bit about this business. I don't believe it's relevant at all. And so this is a bad term. We're wasting money here, right? This client's definitely going to want to cut this out. And when I do the audit, I'm going to show them this. And then we have phrase match, which is essentially a little bit tighter. They have to at least type in what you say for the most part. And so when you go from broad to phrase to exact match, essentially you're going to get tighter to what you actually intend the user to search. And there's benefits to having broad match if you have a very high volume conversion account and you've been running smart bidding for a while. But when you need to make every dollar count, I always recommend sticking with exact match first, because with exact match, again, you're going to know for sure that you are targeting the keyword you want to target, that the user is typing it in to click on your ad. And then as you outgrow that keyword, let's say there's no more search volume for that specific keyword, you've maxed out your search impression share metric, which is essentially how visible or how many impressions are eligible for that specific term. Once you've maxed that out and you can't scale anymore, then you would move to a phrase match and you allow some looseness to come in with your keyword you're targeting. Because this is going to potentially lead to more sales and more opportunities on potential search terms that you're not thinking about that users are actually typing in to search your product. So there's a tug of war in it, is what I'm trying to say. But this is by far the first place I'm always checking. You can easily trim. I've found in almost, like, I guarantee in this audit when I'm done with it and when I present it to this client, they are going to probably save 30% overnight. It's almost consistently the case. You can save probably 30% of your budget right away. So make sure you tighten up your match types from your keywords that you're actually targeting, and make sure your keywords, one, make sense and they have intent baked around them. Because if you're targeting, let's just say you're a HVAC company and you're targeting, like you're sending somebody to a furnace repair type of landing page, and someone's typing in cooling, like condensing unit repair, and you're sending them to that page and your keywords are too loose, then you're blurring services together. You have the intent of somebody searching for one thing, but you're sending them to a heating page. So it's, again, you need to make sure that your keywords make sense. And then the second thing that I see, which is really the next point of the video, is the landing page. Your landing page, again, to my point on the HVAC company, it has to make sense. If somebody is looking for heating repair or furnace repair, send them to your heating or furnace repair page. There needs to be copy that's specific to that. There needs to be a level of continuity between what they're typing in, what your ad copy shows, and then what's on the landing page, and then the call to action there on that landing page, whether it's free quote, book an estimate, or whatever it is, right? And that's the second part of this. It's more of a conversion rate optimization piece. A lot of people are, like, for example, I actually have an HVAC example right here. Let's say I type in HVAC repair near me. I've already seen a couple of these landing pages. If I type this in, a lot of times people are not submitting leads because your landing page is awful. So look at this one. This one's, I mean, it's not awful, but it's missing so much. And I'll show you a good website that's doing it really well and that'll likely get good leads from their clicks. So let's say you're doing everything right in your ad account. If you send traffic to a page like this, the likelihood of them converting, especially because the majority of people are going to come from mobile, it's so confusing. I don't know what it is you do. If I typed in, AC repair and I go on this page, I'm like, what the heck am I looking at? Do you do interior design? I don't know what it is I'm looking at. I just see a home, right? And then like the copy's below the fold. I have to scroll down and then I have to read this big wall of text to understand where you do it, which is Colorado Springs area. And then there, I finally dug out the fact that you actually do AC repair, service and repair, but it's so long-winded and I have to scroll and look for it, right? And then on mobile, it even looks worse. So if we check mobile, which again, this is the majority of your traffic's gonna come on mobile. Look how poorly optimized this website is. If I click on an ad for AC repair and I see this, the likelihood of me converting and submitting a lead form, very low. Because one, again, I have to dig for the information to know that it's a relevant and credible company. And it makes it hard. It's kind of a weird structure of these images. I don't understand it. It's just off-putting. It's a wall of text behind a wall of text behind a wall of text. And so let me show you a good website doing this. And this is to just juxtapose the two against each other. Look at this. You have this website. If I'm doing everything right in my ad account, meaning I'm targeting the right keywords with intent, and then the keywords and the ad group have an actual ad that's specific to just general HVAC repair or whatever it is, and then they click on my landing page, and again, I'm using the right match types on my keywords, and then I go to a landing page, This is what I'm looking for here. Top rated HVAC contractor in Colorado Springs. Where do I do it? What do I do? And essentially, like, why am I credible? Look at all these trust badges below. And then really easy CTA. And if we check mobile on this one, it looks much, much better. Same thing. Top rated HVAC contractor in Colorado Springs. It can probably be a little bit more responsive, but you get the point. There's one website that's primed and ready to actually attract leads, the other isn't. And so a lot of times what I'm seeing in ad accounts is people can actually have a really, really good setup, but they neglect this part. The ad is only responsible for getting a qualified user to the website. The website is responsible for the other 50%, which is arguably sometimes the hardest thing, but it's the most needed in a lot of cases because that's the missing piece. And so 2 things, just to recap here. The first thing is make sure that you're targeting the right keywords with the right match types and that your ad copy resonates in each section. There needs to be a level of continuity between the keyword you're targeting, what the users are actually typing in to see your ad and to click on it, the ad copy, and the landing page. And then the second part of this is make sure you're setting to the right landing page, and then make sure your landing page is optimized, meaning it can actually do what you want it to do. It can get those leads because you're, one, telling people what you do in a really easy way where they don't have to dig for it. You're telling them where you do it, and then you're appealing to credibility. Why should they reach out? So again, you can do that in a myriad of ways, but these trust badges are usually the easiest way. So they work symbiotically. You can't have one without the other. Make sure you do both, and I promise you'll see your leads increase almost overnight.